Having grandkids is one of the most amazing, wonderful, exceptional things in the world. And so I'm late. I was getting ready because my grandson has a football game this morning, and I have my other two grandsons are coming over, and we have to de-grandkid the house, basically. Anyway, today's topic is live like you are dying. And what do I mean by that? So my son, when he was alive for years, and I can't even remember the last, like when he started saying it, that he was going to be 29 and holding. And when we found out that he was dying from kidney failure in 2009, he literally lived his life like he was dying. He was the most strongest, most courageous, and most exceptional human that I have ever known through this whole entire time. And of course, though, this is the one person that I've had, went through. I've had other people die in my life, but I experienced a whole entire time with my son while he was dying. And he stood up, he got up, he inspired, he was just a shining light. The kid always, young adult, young male, whatever you want to call him, always had a smile on his face. Even through his hospice, towards the end of his life, he never complained, he didn't whine, he didn't do any of these things. And I was sharing this story last night with a guest I'm bartending right now, and it is a step in time. Like, this is just a step into other things. And when we talk about creating our own future, this is a pivotal moment, hugely. And I'm struggling with what to say this morning because there's just so much I want to say. So my brain is just like, does that ever happen to you? So back to my son. So when we found out he was dying, and like I said, in his hospice days, he didn't whine, he didn't moan, he didn't complain, he didn't do any of those things. What he did do was, though, he lived his life, and he showed us, his family and his friends, that regardless of your situation and the things that happened to you, they're happening for us. And no matter what was going on, he was so grateful, and he was so kind and so caring and so loving, and he just really wanted other people just to enjoy their days alongside with him. And that's the kind of person that he was, and my heart is absolutely love, and I miss him. And I shared with this gentleman last night too that my son had always said, like I said right at the beginning, is that he was going to be 29 and holding, and he died the day before his 30th birthday. Like, how crazy is that? That he knew, like he knowingly knew, that he wasn't going to be around forever. Now, I know that I've had friends, and I've even done it myself. We talk about, well, I don't know, we don't know when we're going to pass. We don't know, today could be our last day. So how are you living into today? How are you living into your best self? And even if you have a crappy day and you're, having other things happen, I share these things on gratitude. And I learned this lesson with my great mentor and friend, Susan Sly, where I just left a network marketing company only because I have other goals and things I'm doing moving forward. But I continue my friendships and relationships. And Susan taught us a long time ago about goals and gratitude, and then it morphed into Len Lundy's #Rise and Grind group, where he has a book, The Morning Five. You can go there and get your free book. And Facebook, I don't know, some of the language Facebook lets you say, not say, and then they cut you off and put you on. So all I know is that you can go to themorning5.com or glenlundy.com, and you can download this ebook, and it's about teaches you 5 things to do every morning, and one of them is your goals and gratitudes. And I can tell you that once you begin to really sit down and do goals and gratitudes, it does shift your thinking, and it shifts the way how you start your day. And Glenn does talk about the rise, evolve, impact, right, that we can have that in our lives and the lives of others. And my son was that way. He He truly was. And I just so admire and respect him. And even though he's not with us today and he's in heaven, I think about him almost every single day. There's a conversation about him at least once or twice a week. And I just want to carry on his legacies. He didn't leave me behind any grandkids. And I definitely want his nephews to know and love him like we did. So live your life like you're dying. Like Tim McGraw's song says the same thing. You know, Tim wrote that song as his dad was passing away. And like, what are the last things you want to do? And you can do that today. So make the time, make it your priority. So if you're saying you don't have the time or you don't have the money or you don't have this or you don't have that, then it's a clear, and I know it is for me and I know it was for me and it continues to be, like, what are your expectations? What are your intentions? What are some of the things that you want to make a priority, not the second thing on your list or the third thing on your list, although lists are great. I'm a list taker and a list keeper, and I do like to go through and cross things off, and that works for me. So whatever that is for you. So it's Shelly Jean this morning, Saturday, September 20th, I believe. Nope, September 18th. See, I'm even a couple days ahead of time, so. Love my bulletproof coffee in the mornings. It's my favorite. So speaking of living while you're dying, so how are you living? As I have shared before, I had found out that I had breast implant illness. And this illness has created so many health challenges, and that my doctor, basically called me a hypochondriac towards the end of, my seeing him, because he wasn't working for me. And at that time, I didn't know of any other doctors either that knew about breast implant illness. And so when you bring it up to him, there's just like this look of, really, like they look at us like we're really stupid or something. And it's very disheartening. And it's like, there is something wrong. And so I've talked a lot about that. So, and you can go on my YouTube channel. You'll be able to, click on. I do talk about it. Hey, Terry. I talk about breast implant illness at great length through a few of my videos. And today I just want to touch on it just a little bit as we all know, and I don't know how Facebook is going to take this either, but if this message can get out to Wendy Williams, oh my gosh, bless her. Like, seriously, bless her. So she is supposed to have started her new show coming up, I believe, next Monday. And apparently she has COVID, although she's asymptomatic. So her real challenge is that she put herself into a psych ward at some hospital. And the first thing I thought of was like, oh my gosh, Wendy. So Wendy had shared a while ago that she has Graves' disease. Now, Graves' disease is an absolute symptom of breast implant illness. And there were people from the group that I'm in that reached out to her people. And this is when Wendy was diagnosed with Graves' disease. This has been a while ago. And to talk to them about breast implant illness. Because as you can tell, Wendy just keeps growing and growing and growing. And I can promise you, it isn't because her boobs are growing. She's got implants going on. And so those of us with breast implant illness definitely know that what's going on with her. And she is in such a place of denial. And this is like with any addict too, right? So if you're a sex addict, or if you're a drug addict or an alcoholic, and you're any of these alcoholic things, a shopaholic, whatever it is for you, and you're in a place of denial and you're telling yourself that you're not one of these, I can promise you with 100% certainty in my heart, there's something going on. So with Wendy, I know that she has breast implant illness. And if Wendy would just be open enough to really taking a look at what it's doing to her, she wouldn't even be in a psych ward right now. Absolutely not. So another one of the symptoms that breast implant brings is high anxiety. And your brain, like, I had brain fog so bad that I didn't even know where I parked my car. Didn't even remember if I let my dog out or in the house. Good morning, Terry. Didn't know if I let my dog out or in. I didn't know if I opened the refrigerator door or not. I'd leave the burner on the stove. So I'd have to like triple, double check everything. I'd have sticky notes all over the house to remind me of different things. So Wendy could very possibly feel like she's losing her freaking mind, is because she is, in a sense. And it's all breast implant related. I would love for Wendy to just be open enough like I was, and just find out and do some research and figure it out. And, you know, this whole, and Wendy's self-image is hooked to her chest. Absolutely connected to her chest. It's her movie. So when she comes out, you know, she's doing her little dance and her boobs are like, you know, like this. And like, she flaunts that, like that's her thing. And she's very open and very, and I love that about her. But what I don't love, though, is that her boobs are killing her. Absolutely freaking killing her. Causing all kinds of things. You know, and I know that she went through a period of time, too, where, you know, she has this thing, too, about divorced people. You know, and she was devastated by that when she found out her husband was cheating on her. And she went down the dark black hole and started drinking. And, you know, had to find her way out of that, too. So she's had a very tumultuous last few years. And I get it. Like, I've lived it, breathed it myself. And Wendy, I just want you to know that I love you. You know, your fans love you. We love you. And we want you to feel better. We want you to get better. And I promise you that if you can just find it in your heart to understand what breast implant illness is doing to you, maybe you just might reconsider. And you know what? I think you would look fabulous with no boobies anyway. You would be absolutely just as beautiful as you are right now. And you know what? The millions of women's lives that you could save by your platform, by talking about it and by getting rid of those, would be the biggest, most single thing that you could do for all of us. And I am not exaggerating when I say that to you. So I'm just sending this love and this prayer out to you in the world that, you know, you find this video or you find the people that can help you get well. Because, girl, I'm telling you, how you doing? You're not doing well at all. And we're here to love on you and support you, and prayerfully you can change. And I look forward to that moment, and I'm just going to keep on pouring it out there. So that's what's going on. So when we talk about live like you're dying, Wendy, you're dying. Like, you're not living. Now you're in a psych ward and you're going through all these different things. It's like, it's a connection from here to there. So your implants are not separate from your body. They're actually causing all these different things for you. And going through some personal issues too, and you ended up in the psych ward for that. Like, I get it. And I'm telling you another thing too, that these toxins that are in your body, the metal toxins in your body, they amplify things to like 100th degree. And it just creates such chaos inside our bodies and in our minds. And it is the most awful place to be. And it is not living. We are dying from these things. So I've explanted in January of this year, and I still have moments, but I'm like, man, you know, it's so nice to look down and not just see my chest first, but now I'm seeing my stomach first. So I'm working on that. I have a very beautiful friend of mine, mentor, holistic nutritionist. She's actually researching the silicone toxins, and she's putting together a very super simple, easy list of things for me to be able to follow. Because one thing that we were talking about that made such sense too is that as we're going through this and we're so full of brain fog and all these different things, or we're feeling super crappy, the last thing we're going to do is sit and research and try to figure out, like, there's a lot in this link that I sent to her. And so she's going to go through it. She's going to simplify it. And I'm excited for her, even because then she can become that next person too that people can come to and just keep things super, super simple, including foods. So like, I eat a lot of the same type of foods, and obviously it's not working for me. And so her name is Andrea Lopes. So you can Google her, you can find her. She's absolutely amazing. And she can assist in putting together a food plan, all these different things, so that us girls that are going through explantation or even right mixed in them illness can detoxify. So there's all kinds of things that are happening right now. And Speaking of happening, so living like you're dying. So I am so much better. I'm feeling so much better, and I'm super, it's a step. It's like a mountain. It's like going up the mountain and sliding back down some days, but we get back up and we just keep on climbing it. Because that's what we do. We're victors, we're thrivers, we're warriors, and so are you. And you can hear my dog barking like mad dog crazy up there. And so live your life like you're living, not like you're dying. And what I do mean, though, live your life like you're dying, like I said with my son. My son got up every day and he just did what he wanted to do. Like, he did what he could do. He lived into his day. He taught me so much. And I want to be able to do that for you, to tell you that this isn't over till it's over. So let's live life like we're dying, but let's live life while we're living too, okay? Let's do that. I want to hear your stories. I want to share. You share my story. Love like my posts. Love to hear from you. Let me know how things are working out for you. You can DM me. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about living like you're dying. All right, everyone. I got a little boys football game to get to, so that's where I'm heading. Thank you for joining me this Saturday, September 20th, or 18th. Sorry, I'm a couple days ahead again still. And I just want to thank you so much for being such a loyal friend and someone that I can count on, and see you on Saturdays. Absolutely look forward to this, being with you and talking about all sorts of things. So it's Shelly Jean. I'll see you next Saturday. And I'm going to start doing these at like around 9:30 for 15 minutes, everyone. Because with football and everything going on with my grandson, and I work nights, is challenging for the 9 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to kind of switch it up a little bit. So thank you for being here. Hashtag life does begin again. And I look forward to next week. Have a fantastic week because you deserve it. All right, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.